I want to talk a little bit about some suggestions for your potential journey to data science. First, sort of a pitch for data science. So I think that data science is such a great career for people who are curious, strategic, love learning, and are creative problem solvers. So I would say if you identify with any of those, you should really consider data science. And I think people sometimes rule themselves out because they're like, oh, I don't know how to code, or I'm not a math major, or something like that, or I hate math. But I would say there's so many different types of data scientists that you can be. And the core of all data science really is this curiosity, delving into problems and using data to understand them and then make strategic decisions. So if you identify with any of these, I would really suggest considering data science. So if you decide you want to become a data scientist, how should you go about it? So in my opinion, there are 5 areas of skill sets that you need as a data scientist. So problem solving, analytics or stats knowledge, technical skills like coding, industry or area experience, and communication and influence. So a little bit about and I want to say you don't have to be an expert in all 5 of these. You can identify which ones you're strong in and have that really be your focus. So, for example, I would say that my biggest strength as a data scientist is actually problem solving. So even before I became a data scientist, I always was a problem solver. And now I'm just solving a certain type of problem, which is data problems. And then for me, all 4 of those other skills, they come into service of the problem solving. For a little more about each of those skills, and how to develop them, I would say problem solving, you're likely already working on your problem solving skills in whatever major you're in. And I would say just keep looking for interesting problems to solve, and that'll be honing your problem solving abilities. And make sure to talk about those in interviews, whether you're interviewing for data science or another role. Talk about ways you've solved problems in the past, which will show you can do that in the future. Analytics and stats knowledge, you could major in data science or analytics and gain a lot of analytics and stats knowledge. There's also great online courses that you can look into for that. And I always suggest just doing fun sample projects. Like if there's a topic you're interested in and there's some data out there online, like put it in a spreadsheet, start learning how to use Python or R to analyze it, ask some questions that you're interested in. And then technical skills, that is the, coding skills like R and Python. Those are 2 key languages. You don't have to know both of them. It's great if you do, but one is also fine. Getting really good at that will help you because the majority of time you will likely be using code to analyze data. There are other tools as well, though, like data visualization tools like Tableau that you can use. Then industry or area experience, that one is sort of like you could develop that as any job, not necessarily a data scientist. So like say someone already worked at a VR company, but they were working in a different area and they wanted to become a data scientist here, then I would say to them in the interview, really focus on your industry experience. If you can say, hey, I might not have been a data scientist before, but I know everything there is to know about social VR because I worked for a social VR company previously. That's really awesome. Or say you want to become a data scientist in the healthcare industry. Maybe you worked in the healthcare industry before or had an internship there. So you can say, I've been working on my data science skills, and guess what? I'm already really familiar with the healthcare domain. So combining those would be a power combo. And then finally, communication and influence is really important because you need to be able to present your results in a way that's persuasive. There are also tons of ways to work on those skills, and those skills are, of course, not limited to data science. You will likely be developing those skills in almost any other profession that you have. And so, yeah, again, you don't have to be an expert in all 5 of these skills. I would say identify your strengths and then also identify the areas you're excited to grow in, which may become your strengths, or maybe you would even define those as already being your strengths because you're excited about them. Explore, learn, share, grow, repeat. And the reason that I've highlighted share and repeat is that sharing sharing what you've learned, whether it's by like starting a blog or tweeting about it or going to meetups in person and talking to people. That's such a great way to build community. It also reinforces what you learn when you teach it to other people. And then the repeat part is really key. I think that data scientist is all about being a consistent, constant, lifelong learner. And so, you don't have to think that like you do, say, your degree and then you're done and then you just use the skills. Like you learn stuff during your degree, but then during every single year or even month of your job, you're going to be learning more and more stuff. So that is sort of my mantra for career development, learning. How I became a data scientist. It's been a really exciting journey. It took about 2 years for me to go from my former work in marketing to landing this job. And during those 2 years was when I was doing my, master's degree, machine learning fellowship, software engineering bootcamp. And then it's been about a year since I joined Facebook. And so, yeah, I've learned so much in the past year and plan on repeating the cycle.